All right, everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. So this is for Wednesday, March 1st, 2017, and we are still in the very early phases of the solar eclipse cycle, entering the crescent phase here today. So good for, again, starting to build a bit of momentum with whatever those new beginnings were from last weekend and earlier in the week. Now, the moon is still in Pisces, so it is a very receptive time. In fact, a very receptive day because we do have the sun going over Neptune, which does tend to dissolve our outer focus and our outer reality. And so it's important to go within for our guidance, and spiritual activities can go well, which we'll talk more about. And the moon is going over Mars and Uranus, who have been in a T-square in this whole opposition with Jupiter, suggesting that we may be feeling today like maybe inspired, maybe to make some changes, so specifically changes to have more freedom in our life, which really has been the theme of the week. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this in more detail. All right, so crescent phase, beginning of the solar cycle and a monthly cycle, but still, receptive. So it's been a very interesting beginning because usually by this time of the new moon, from the solar eclipse last weekend, we do start to feel a bit of the momentum and energy. But of course, it's very receptive right now. We have the moon in Pisces. Our feelings are very intuitive. It could be very receptive to things at this time. And it is important to connect to life on that level for our emotional security, our emotional stability, which is the moon. Now, couple that with the outer personality, which is the sun going over Neptune. Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces and represents very much the same thing. So not only is our inner state intuitive and has been, but now here today very strongly our outer self, our consciousness, our focus on the world, and you could even say our reality starts to dissolve with this type of conjunction. Neptune is, it's like the sea, and so we're now in the sea, both emotionally and consciously, and we're not exactly sure where things are going or where we're putting our energy. And again, even though things are moving forward, there is a lot of this receptive and intuitive stuff. So it does make it an excellent day for spiritual activities, as you might imagine. That might be meditation, yoga, maybe just getting some R&R, whatever that might be. Again, it's still the beginning of the cycle, so I think it's still good to be implementing things in our life. So maybe just in a more receptive way, listening to our intuition. Very good for imagination and creativity. So anything like painting or cooking or art or music can be very good to either enjoy or to create at this time. In terms of relationships, really good for compassion and understanding. That's one really good quality of these two aspects of the chart. And so we can be very accepting. We can, at this time, let our egos sort of take that back seat and do things because it's soul-fulfilling to us. Whether it's giving, contributing, it could be with Aquarius contributing, but understanding, just having a more receptive approach in our interpersonal relationships as well. So, very watery. Those are the two most important things I would say going on today. Coupled with the moon going over that Mars and Uranus whole configuration we've had all week, which has really been that freedom I've been talking about. So with this, Uranus is the octave of our higher self that wants freedom in our life and wants a life that is a reflection of who we truly are, of what we're truly about. And so that's already very much been an orb. And today the moon's going to accentuate this. So we could be feeling like we're wanting some freedom. Could be feeling maybe a bit inspired, maybe even a bit motivated and confident with the moon over Mars. So this is all in relation to a much larger context of not only this week, but of since last December of last year, the later part of it. And that's when we had Jupiter opposing up to Uranus, which are two very slow-moving planets. The outer planets, much more impactful in a yearly sense. So that's been, if you can think back to late December, if you felt inspired or felt like you wanted to have some freedom in your life or make some changes to cultivate that freedom, this is an excellent time for that. This opposition is going to go exact again tomorrow, on Thursday, and also on Friday, suggesting maybe some new shifts with all of this implementation of freedom and cultivating those aspirations. Now, mind you, Jupiter is retrograde with all of this. And again, I'll talk about this more so tomorrow in detail. But just know, too, that with all the possibilities, or if there's anything specifically that you are cultivating that you might consider a possibility or a potential, or something you're inspired about or optimistic about, or have been since last year, it's all going through this reflection. It's retrograde. So it's supposed to be internal for about the next 3.5, 4 months of reconsidering, reworking, and maybe redoing the details of it, which is really what Virgo's about. Going into the details of it, reworking it, or again, just simply re-examining those belief systems. All right, so that's the larger context. We'll talk more about that tomorrow and Friday, but yes, definitely today, very watery. Most important thing is that Sun going over Neptune. That will also be strong tomorrow, and it is about, again, getting into the receptive side of things. Whatever that might mean for you personally, could be with creativity, imagination, might be in your interpersonal relationships through that acceptance and compassion, might be through your work or whatever it is, but intuition is heightened. The dissolving can create confusion. So that's why it's important to go within for the answers. And again, listen to that inner guidance. All right. So I hope you guys have an awesome day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.